We are excited to welcome back Moishe Gubin, the chairman of Optimum Bank, to the Emerging Growth Conference. Moishe, it's wonderful to have you back with us again. Let's start off by explaining to our viewers a little bit about Optimum Bank. Welcome back.
All right. Well, thanks for having me again. OptimumBank is a NASDAQ company, bank, where our stock symbol is OPHC. We're a bank that's been in business. It'll be 25 years in November of 25, so I'm marching towards that. We're just hitting our stride. We're hitting about $1 billion in assets, hopefully in the second quarter. Should be a strong year for growth. This is a short meeting today, so most people could go through the deck on their own. But again, we started in 2000. If you look in the last 6 years of our growth, our bank has grown tremendously. We're in South Florida. Most of our business is in South Florida. We feel Florida is a great place to be. I mean, it's fortunate. That's where the bank got started before I was even there. But, you know, the unemployment rate is down. The real estate market is strong. Our pipeline is amazing. And we have a really strong support from our customers. The employee counts, if you look at page 7 of the slide deck, you could see in the last 6 years how we've grown. Total assets have grown. The NIM is solid at 375, heading towards 4. Our pre-tax, pre-provision earnings, over $12 million. You could see our growth rate on slide 8, how we've grown 60% over the last 5 years. I mean, it's unmatched. I mean, we're having a good time. We're doing good business, and that's our bank.
Wonderful, great growth rate. Now, you were supposed to be on our conference back in February, but you were at another event that required your presence. So where were you?
So in February, we were honored to be allowed to come to the Emerging Growth Conference. We are the only bank that is a member of the Revenue-Based Finance Coalition, which basically supports the MCA space. We started banking the MCA guys probably in the last 5 years, and it's a great relationship. We today they are a large part of our bank. They produce a lot of our fee income as we support them any way we can. And they've been a major impetus for our technology improvement that we've been working on over the last year and a half. We spent a whole lot of money. And actually this week we implemented this PEP Plus product that in the next short while, as everybody moves over, we won't be average anymore. We'll be above average. And it's super, super, super exciting times. We're hoping that, we were the only bank at this event. So we saw old friends, made new friends, old customers, got new customers, and it was a cool thing. I go to a lot of these things, but over here it's almost like a hero's welcome. You go in there and everyone's like, "Hey, Moishe, how are you?" And like, it's a lot of fun. I actually usually don't like this kind of stuff, but this was a lot of fun. And God willing, between this and the technology, this should hopefully get us a whole bunch of larger MCA clients. As it is now, we're probably either the top or number 2 bank that banks this industry. So yeah, that's where I was, and we missed you, but it was a lot of fun where we were.
It's fine. Congrats on that. For our viewers, explain what MCA is.
Okay, so MCA is it's a kind of lending that's called merchant cash advance. They lend against cash flow. They're cash flow lenders. A little bit higher of an interest rate that a bank would do. They lend to people that need that product. It's not something we necessarily advocate or something that we would lend, but at the same token, it's good business. We support those guys. It's a business that's been around many years, and it should be a long-term business. Thank God.
Well, good. It seems like a good industry to be in. So what else has kept you busy in the first quarter of this year?
Well, we're really focusing now, truthfully, on the public market. I mentioned this on a couple of other events that we went to. I'm a fundamental. In this case, I'm the chairman of the board. We have Tim Terry, who's the CEO and president of the bank. But from an investor point of view and how I operate my world, I'm a fundamental guy. I'm a CPA, and I look for I look for, a business to be able to produce good returns, doing business the right way. Now, in the banking world, actually in the public market, I missed out for many years on managing the stock price. I mean, I can't control the stock price, obviously. It's the world, right? Buyers and sellers. But what I could have done, and I didn't do, and now we are doing, is I'm spending a lot of time on educating the marketplace on who we are. And as we grow, we're telling our story. We're doing a whole bunch of non-deal roadshows. We're spending a lot of time talking to a lot of investors. And we just finished a raise that we had. We'll talk a little bit more about that maybe a little later. But we finally brought in institutional investors, and we're hopefully picking up our first analyst coverages, which we hadn't had. The stock's been traded on the NASDAQ for many, many years. And this is the first time we're getting analyst coverage. So it's exciting. And that's what I'm working on. That's really our goal. Do business exactly the same way, but over the next, long while, make a lot of effort for getting the public to know who we are and educate the marketplace about OPHC and how good of an investment it is.
And talk a little bit about the opening of NMB, what that is, and the hiring of David Siegel.
Well, so one of the tasks, talking about going, managing the public perception and all that requires my time to be spent more, on the investor side and managing the stock side. And up until now, I've spent a lot of time getting to know really all of our customers. I go and I meet a lot of our borrowers. I meet a lot of and I know the investors, and so felt the time last year we brought Seth Dennison into the bank for him to help me with the IR portion, so we could do a better job communicating and managing our social media and all that. And now we brought on David Siegel, who, along with this lady Jenny, who we've known for many years in South Florida, we basically know like the whole marketplace. And so now I'm going to have David kind of be the relationship manager for a lot of the clients that we have in the South Florida market. He worked at Chase for 20 years. Everybody knows him. Great guy. I've tried to get him for 4 years. I finally picked him off, and Chase's loss is my win, and I'm happy about that.
Well, it seems like your first quarter was pretty remarkable. So what are you focused on for the second quarter and maybe beyond?
Well, like I said, our business is solid. We don't have a bad loan on our books. We're still producing, great returns. Our ROE is incredible. Our liquidity is strong. We're just running real well. Our pipeline is strong. Our NIM is, like I said, it's heading towards, a 4, which is good. Our efficiency ratio is under 50. So really what we expect is we're going to be raising more money. We're going to try to get more people involved in our stock. We're going to go and take that and be able to, support our growth. I think our budget has us getting to $1 billion, maybe $1.2 billion at the end of the year. So we need the capital to support the balance sheet, obviously, or we won't be able to grow. Our lending limit should be over $20 million as of now. And we should be able to keep doing exactly what we're doing. We're going to finish up with bringing on this new technology that should help us with new customers and help us get more efficient as a company, and continue to grow our loans and continue to loan our deposits and let them get the market to know who we are and keep moving in the right direction.
Talk a little bit about the market. Michael Gell wants to know if the Fed cuts rates starting in June, if that happens, how will that impact your business and maybe the business in general of banking?
Well, that's a great question from a great guy. So I'll tell you, it's an interesting thing, in banking. We look at things on the individual level, and then we look at it on the aggregate level. So, from the aggregate standpoint, every loan that's coming off our books is getting paid off at a lower than a 5% rate. And the money going out the door, because of our pricing, we're pricing loans out the door at SOFR plus 350, 400. And so from an aggregated standpoint, rates go down, we make more money. But on an individual level, right, we're managing off of NIM, where our NIM stays at the same 4, right, then we should continue to keep doing what we're doing with really there's no headwinds on a declining rate environment. There's no headwinds. All of our loan, just as a point, our loan portfolio is stressed, every quarter based on the next 18 months on who's renewing and on a higher interest rate if there's any stress. And we don't have any stress in our loan portfolio. Our total loan portfolio is at an LTV of like 52%. So yeah, it should be good for us if the rates go down. And if they don't go down, it's fine. We'll keep doing what we're doing.
I see that you are hosting a conference, your own conference in September with some well-known financial experts. Tell me about that.
So, we've been supportive of a lot of these different events. We go to them ourselves to chat and meet people. And we got the bright idea, well, we should be able to pull one off ourselves. So we are going to do that, and we're bringing in some big names. We don't want to ruin the secret just yet. We're going to offer that to our investors and our customers and the like. And hopefully, should be a cool event. A one day event, and maybe they'll even have me say a few words. I doubt it, because no one really wants to hear me blabber at this point, right? But yeah, but it should be a cool thing. Hopefully it should again bring brand awareness and should be a cool deal. God willing.
Well, luckily we will see you again in May, right?
Please God, in one piece.
All right. Do you have any closing remarks for our viewers today, Moishe?
No, most important is people should just know how good a value our stock is, and the people at the top. I believe we do a good job. Our management's strong, our board is strong, and we continue to do good business. And people should check out our stock, OPHC, and buy.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for this update, and we look forward to seeing you again in May, and also with Strawberry Fields tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you too.
Bye.
Okay, everyone, stay with us. We'll be right back with Myriad Uranium.